Self-improvement is something we all think about from time to time. Whether it's wanting to become more skilled, achieve personal goals, or simply feel better about ourselves, the desire to improve is universal. But the journey toward becoming a better version of yourself can feel overwhelming, especially when you don't know where to start. Today, we're going to break it down and explore practical ways you can actively make yourself improve every aspect of your life. Before you can begin to improve, first step is to understand yourself better. Self-awareness is the foundation of growth. It's about knowing your strengths, your weaknesses, and the areas where you feel stuck. Ask yourself, what am I good at? What am I passionate about? And where do I struggle? These can be tough questions, but answering them honestly will help guide you toward the areas you should focus on for improvement. Self-awareness also involves recognizing your habits, both good and bad. Maybe you procrastinate or find it hard to focus, or perhaps you're great at staying calm under pressure, but lack time management. Once you pinpoint these traits, you'll be in a better position to address them head-on. Improving yourself begins with a deep understanding of who you are right now. Now that we know self-awareness is key, the next step is to set intentional goals. Notice, I said intentional, because not all goals are created equal. We often set vague goals like, I want to be healthier, or I want to get better at my job. But these goals don't give us a clear direction. They're too broad, which makes it hard to track progress. Instead, break your goals down into smaller, more specific steps. If your goal is to be healthier, try starting with something measurable, like I'll eat 2 servings of vegetables with each meal, or I'll walk 10,000 steps every day for a month. Specific goals are easier to track, and when you track progress, you'll feel more motivated to keep going. It's all about momentum. Small wins can lead to big changes over time. Habits are the backbone of self-improvement. The things we do consistently shape who we are. You've probably heard that you are what you repeatedly do. But building habits, especially good ones, can be challenging. So how do we create habits that actually stick? Start small. When you try to overhaul your entire routine all at once, it's easy to become overwhelmed and quit. Let's say you want to start exercising regularly. Instead of jumping straight into an intense 1-hour workout every day, begin with just 5 minutes of movement. Do something manageable, whether it's stretching, walking, or a few simple exercises. Once that becomes a habit, you can gradually increase the time and intensity. Another key to building habits is consistency. Try to incorporate your new habit into your existing routine. For example, if you want to read more, you can set aside 10 minutes after breakfast to read a few pages of a book. By tying the new habit to something you already do, it becomes easier to stick with. Also, don't underestimate the power of tracking your habit. Use a calendar or a habit tracking app where you can mark off each day you successfully complete the habit. Seeing that progress visually can be incredibly motivating, and it also helps you hold yourself accountable. One of the biggest obstacles to self-improvement is fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, or even fear of change. We often avoid challenges because we don't want to risk failing. But here's the thing, failure is inevitable. It's a part of the process. And if you never fail, probably because you're not pushing yourself hard enough. Instead of seeing failure as a dead end, view it as a learning opportunity. Every time you stumble, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I adjust my approach? These are the questions that turn failure into growth. In fact, some of the most successful people in the world, whether in business, sports, or personal development. Credit their failures as the key moments taught them the most. If you feel stuck or afraid to take the next step toward your goals, remind yourself that growth comes from discomfort. Every time you face a challenge or a setback, you're expanding your capacity to handle future difficulties. Another crucial aspect of self-improvement is learning to manage your time and stay focused. With so many distractions in our modern world, it's easy to lose focus on what really matters. Social media, endless notifications, and multitasking can all sap your energy and make it harder to concentrate on meaningful tasks. Start by prioritizing your tasks. Not everything you do is equally important. The 80-20 rule, the Pareto principle, suggests that 80% of your results come from just 20% of your effort. Identify those high-impact tasks, the ones that will really move the needle. Focus on them first. Another strategy is to use time block. Dedicate specific periods of time to certain tasks. During that time, eliminate all distraction. Put your phone on airplane mode, close unnecessary browser tabs, and focus solely on what you need to accomplish. You'd be amazed at how much more you can get done in a focused 30-minute block, compared to hours of distracted work. Self-improvement is a lifelong process, and learning is a huge part of that journey. In today's world, we have access to endless resources, books, podcasts, online courses that allow us to constantly expand our knowledge and skills. Key is to stay curious and open-minded. Set a goal to learn something new every day, even if it's small. It could be reading a chapter of a book, listening to a podcast on a new topic, or even having a meaningful conversation with someone who has a different perspective. Lifelong learning helps keep your mind sharp and exposes you to new ideas and ways of thinking. Also, don't just focus on learning new skills. Spend time reflecting on your experiences and how they've shaped you. Reflection is a powerful tool for personal growth because it allows you to understand why certain things worked or didn't work. By taking time to reflect, you can continuously improve your strategies and approach to life. Lastly, while we strive to improve ourselves, it's easy to be overly critical. We tend to focus on what we're not doing right or how we haven't achieved certain goals yet. But self-improvement isn't about perfection. It's about progress. One of the most important things you can do is practice gratitude and self-compassion along the way. Take a moment each day to reflect on what you're grateful for. Gratitude helps shift your mindset from what's lacking, what's abundant. It creates a positive mental state, which in turn makes it easier to stay motivated and focused on your goals. Similarly, be kind to yourself. Acknowledge that improvement takes time and effort, and it's okay if you stumble or don't achieve perfection right away. Treat yourself with the same kindness you would offer a friend who's on a similar journey.